This is the first league I've played with this 75, although I've tried a bunch of different 75s with this idea. This is the first time we're playing Arc Reactor on stream, a card that I was really excited for in the YouTube video, and it's just taken a long time to build a deck around it. It's a very complicated card to build around, even though the text on it's pretty simple. It's a 5-mana artifact, Improvise, enters tapped, and then it makes 3 mana. I just had this vision, right, of using Amulet of Vigor to improvise out the Arc Reactor, so it pays for the cost, obviously, and then immediately you get the mana back, basically. You spend in that situation, you spend 4 mana to get 3 back, but if you have 2 amulets, or if you've guarded an amulet, then all of a sudden it's 3 mana to get 6 back, and you just go kind of crazy. So the idea has always kind of been this, right? It's always been Amulet Reactor, and you're playing kind of a classic Mystic Forge, Karn the Great Creator, Kozilek's command deck, where your goal is to just make a ton of mana and then kill your opponent with Glaring Fleshraker passive abilities. That's been the idea. And finding the right balance has been very difficult. I tried 3 mana Tezzeret for a bunch. The real key, and that was genuinely not a purpose, but the real key to this deck was playing 7 keys. Just the problem I was having in all my other drafts was that Arc Reactor was really good, obviously, in these games where I had multiple amulets, but the problem was it was not good in other situations. I didn't have enough cheap artifacts to improvise out the Arc Reactor. So playing a bunch of cheap keys not only makes your Mox Opals better, but it gives you the ability to have a faster Arc Reactor. And then the Arc Reactor works well with the keys, because all of a sudden they all make +2 mana every time you untap this. Timeless Lotus is, it's more expensive than Arc Reactor if you're not improvising it, but it makes 2 more mana, and it just goes really crazy, and you pop off very hard with it. So we have 1 Timeless Lotus in the sideboard to get off Karn as the big mana jump, but the Arc Reactors, I think, are just better in the main deck. Also have a couple Worn Powerstones. I started off with 4 Worn Powerstones, and they've been good, but multiple copies were oftentimes pretty awkward. They're good as like a little bit of a jump, and you don't really want to play too many copies. I found that the expedition map for Inventors Fair is pretty load bearing, because you really want to be able to keep these hands that are like Urza Saga plus a ton of mana. Like, you want to be able to keep the like Urza Saga, Arid Archway, Arc Reactor hands, but you need to have a payoff for it. So, and when you have so much mana, you can just go Inventors Fair for map for Mystic Forge and start playing through your whole deck. The Arid Archway, you may not have seen this card. It's just a colorless bounce land that makes 2 colorless mana. It's the only one legal in Modern. There is another one that's legal in Legacy Commander. Can't play both. The mana base ended up being pretty smooth. Just Temple, Mycosynth Gardens to copy amulets, Urza Saga, 3 basics for Ponza, and the Arid Archways in the Inventors Fair. We're 2-0 in a league right now. I beat Trudge, and then I beat was it Tron? I think it might have been Green-Red Eldrazi. I think it was Green-Red Eldrazi in the 2 matches I played before. Yeah, Gildas Commons, I think that's the other one. Yeah, not playing Door. So, like, here's the thing. The win con is... Glaring Fleshraker is such a good win con, you don't need to play a win con in the sideboard. But we do have a Ballista, which is, like, kind of... If you need one, like the Surgical, the Fleshrakers, we do have it, but it also is, like, kind of sometimes a good value card. I guess we also have the Aetherflux Reservoir. Aetherflux Reservoir is partially kind of a life gain card. Maybe I don't need to play the Reservoir. I never got it. My sample size isn't huge so far. Might be able to cut the Reservoir. I thought about playing Tin Rings, but the problem with Tin Rings is like Mystic Forge is just a much better card advantage source. Like in this deck, I really wanted to play it though. Is Swamp for Turmoil? Swamp is for Beseiju. So one thing, look, so we obviously have colorless mana requirements, and so you could talk about waste for Blood Moon. We do have a waste for Blood Moon, but it literally came up my first match I played against Trudge. They were playing a Beseiju. I drew a Swamp, but if it had been a waste and they Beseiju'd me, I couldn't have gotten anything. You just cannot get waste off of Beseiju, and I think that's more important than playing around the moon effects, especially because we don't care that much about getting cut off colorless. Like, our deck just kind of functions totally fine through a Blood Moon, besides the K Command Fleshraker stuff. What about the Vision? The Vision only triggering on like each mode once a turn is kind of tough, right? Okay, let's keep this on the play. Can you give us Ketchumos Necro? I have. I even had one that was playing Obosh, and you could Obosh your Soul Spikes. It's pretty fun. It's been a while since I messed with it. Could be something still. So probably playing against Storm. So if I go K command, make a spawn, the next turn, I mean, I could cast Mystic Forge. I'd be one short of getting Amulet into Worn Powerstone into Mystic Forge. I could maybe go Karn and grab Tormod's Crypt, have the Tormod's Crypt available, and then the following turn get like a Soulless Jailer to try to lock him out. They do play a Ruby. I think I'm gonna go ahead and cash in the K command to give myself the Crying Call. I could also draw like an Amulet or something and maybe go a little nuts. It's very hard to click bottom. I don't think I need it. I think I've got the card from. I've got the cards. I don't need it. Okay, I did draw the Amulet. Nice. So now I get to go Amulet, Amulet, and I guess we I guess the Amulet's just kind of mana neutral here though. It's not really doing that much. If this was a Arc Reactor, we could have played Soulless Jailer this turn. From your recurring decks of choice, which include a combo element that's not very convoluted, Leo Life or this Trudge one, which do I find easier to master? I think the Trudge is very easy to play. So Artist Talent, they hit Desperate Ritual. I try 8 Lord Namor and XRCQ. Not having Mutavaults is kind of sus with Lords, but could be some huge tokens Namor's put out. You know, the problem is if you're playing so many creatures, like what are you just triggering Namor with counter magic? I don't know. Namor also just makes enough power and toughness by itself. That's the thing with Namor. Namor's a good card, and by itself it makes enough power and toughness for you to win the game. I don't think you really need. They have a Grape Shot. Oh, the Grape Shot's so tough because it's just gonna be able to kill my Karn, huh? You have enough power toughness to win the game. I don't think you need more. It'd always be nice to have more. They do have a ritual. It's interesting they waited any amount of time on casting this. So imagine they cast Reckless Impulse now. Cat with the 41 months. Every time you resub, I think of the scene from Game of Thrones where Robert Baratheon says cats, and I mentally think it. This is the first time I'm ever saying it out loud. Yeah, I thought Dungeon Crawler Carl was gonna be a little too silly for me also, but I ended up after like 200 pages, I was like, okay, I'm in. They won the flip. I guess they cast Talent and Rouse, so they were one short of successfully getting to flip. The guy with the 76, thank you. They've won the flip, and now they should be able to ultimate Row. Believe that's the case. Never seen Thrones, you don't know the reference. I guess you could watch like the first 30 minutes if you want. I don't really recommend getting into Game of Thrones because the last season is just, you know, such a fumble. It's interesting they had Metamorphosis before ultimating Row. I guess there's not really much reason not to. Okay, so I'm dead to Wish for passing Grape Shot plus the Grape Shot in hand. Let's just go ahead and keep moving here. Yeah, I do not recommend getting into Game of Thrones. You might still like it. Like it's not like I'm saying don't ever get into it. It's not worth it. I just think there's better stuff to get into that. You know, I'm bored of the Chalice. I'm gonna cut the map. Bored of the Chalice. I think there's just better stuff to get into, and I think that the ending of Game of Thrones is just so bad, and like you just know it's coming. Okay, this hand needs to draw a payoff, but is so sick. I have to keep. You could read it too. There's some better things to get into. I mean, I've been recommending Red Rising to everybody for a while now. I feel like I'm getting a little annoying with it. But read Red Rising. And the Graveyard Row. They've got an ending for one of my amulets. So I guess we'll just spin. Oh, dang it, I can't cast the Fleshraker. Yeah, so I could have and I should have cast the key, huh? Because now I could have cast the Fleshraker if I'd cast the key. Book 1 of Rising was great, fell off. It's interesting, and obviously art is subjective. You're allowed to have your opinion. My understanding of the prevailing opinion and my opinion is that I actually think Red Rising is the weakest book in the 6-book series. I think it's actually the weakest, but you're allowed to have a different take. Just this once, though. Not that it's bad. I think it's still a very good book, but I just think the other 5 are better. Also, like, most people think book 2 is the best book, and so interesting that to say it fell off after is interesting. I think I will play the Lotus in case they have another ending for my amulet. I should have plenty of mana. Very weird game. Okay, we win. It may just be best to just get a coating for time's sake here. Like, it's not really a card they could beat. I guess they could beat it if they had like a random bolt. Okay, they just concede. Maybe I don't know if I had enough for Ballista. Otherwise, you're going for Mystic Forge or Soulless Jailer there. Okay, gonna mulligan this one. I got to Iron Gold, did not finish. Never got back to it. Yeah, I think Iron Gold is probably the second weakest. It's pretty close. Maybe it is the weakest. I liked it a lot. I think it's still an excellent book, but it takes a little bit of time to get sold on it because it's so different. But after you buy in or you become sold on it, I guess that's the same thing. Okay, this hand's beautiful. This hand's pretty likely to combo kill turn 3, but we're on the Dragon Storm, so will we get to turn 3 is somewhat of a question. I think I'm gonna do an old trick that I learned from a chatter long ago. I'm gonna play around. I'm gonna not expose my amulet to removal here. Do have a split on scarce Snoldings at the moment. So I guess it just always matters what your deck is. And they hit a Ral, they hit an Arid Mace. The Ral's pretty scary. That's an awesome top deck. Yeah, we should be able to go float a mana, play an amulet, get an amulet, Mox Opal. Yeah, we can like definitely super cool combo kill next turn as long as we don't die. So everybody, please, opponent, please don't kill me. Yeah, as far as like Snare Scolding goes, it does depend on the rest of your deck, right? Like, is your deck playing a lot of creature removal and you're really good against creatures already? And are you weaker to Gorios? Are you weaker to Storm? Are you weaker to Kori Steelcutter? You probably are, because it's very hard to be good against Kori Steelcutter. Passing? Don't Worms chant me. I can't get chanted here. I can't get chanted. We could Chalice on 0 to help with the Improvise. Would you say Green-White Energy is the best ritual deck? I don't know. It might actually be... Okay, I've been wanting to return to Cascade Ritual since they unbanned Violent Outburst. I don't know if I was going to play Violent Outburst, but I just kind of wanted to play the archetype post-shakeup, right? Post-shakeup. And it was kind of impossible to play at first because everyone was playing a million Void Mirrors. But now Void Mirror is kind of way on the decline. It's not like you can never beat the card either, but you have a Leyline Binding deck. But maybe it's a good time to try that deck again. I do think Green White Ritual is a very good ritual deck, though. So you want to K command after Mystic Forging usually, but we can go ahead and Worn Powerstone. I guess we'll tap a Mystic Forge before we K command. And I guess if we do somehow fizzle, which seems pretty unlikely to me, then we could just Chalice X equals 2. So these are all +2 mana, or they could untap a Mystic Forge. I think at this point, let's just go ahead and make them +2 mana and just cast the big K command instead of untapping the Mystic Forge. Like, it makes more sense to just get the extra scry and the extra spawn than to get the two scries and 2 spawns versus just 1 Mystic Forge tap. Okay, so let's go. I've just been bottoming all the lands, and then the Arc Reactors are mana positive. So it should be pretty easy. We just go top, 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 top. I guess maybe we should have just drawn the Karn first. It doesn't really matter. I'm not queued for the PT. No. I've been like really out of paper grinding. I went to Vegas this year as like my first like chance to qualify for the PT in a long time. I've been out of it with the game I've been developing for 3 years. That being said, I'm kind of itching to come back a little bit. I'll go to the SCG Dallas in the fall. And maybe once the game comes out, it'll be a big flop, and then I'll just be back to PT grinding. Yeah, I've been making a game with a team of like 9 people for 3 years, and I can say it's a physical game, and I can say if everything goes right, it will be released in December. Or sorry, pre-orders will be available for in December. And that's if everything goes right. And things are we haven't hit any snags yet. We have a funding deal. We have an investor. It's really exciting. As we win the match. I'm gonna fly people in. I'm paying our friend Honorog to do the production, and then once it's edited and ready for distribution, then we'll be putting it out there. Okay, so we're gonna go. I feel like I need the map so I can get a payoff here. So I need to go Amulet turn 1, 2, 2. Keep this. I guess I have to put like the Lotus. Lotus is so good in this hand though. I guess I could put back the Swamp. I can put back the Swamp. Yeah, that's fine actually. Nexus with a 67. Welcome back. Okay, no more game stuff because I almost say too much every time we talk about this. They're probably playing Affinity. They mull to 5. Do you think the drum tech is worth in Green Red Ritual? I liked the drums a lot. I don't know how many I'd play. I don't know if I'd play all of them, but I know I did like them a lot. Okay, so next turn we can go Archway, 2 mana, play map, copy Amulet. Then we can pop off the following turn. Right, don't think anything else changed here. So my opponent is playing Affinity, I think. They mulled pretty low. They haven't done it much. So they're just gonna play Kappa Cannoneer, I think. Or maybe they're cycling the baubles now. I feel like you would have wanted to cycle the baubles earlier. Is the full board for Wishboard correct? I think so. I mean, to some of them you could bring in for Saga. You could board in another thing. You could go down if you wanted. A lot of times this maybe should be said is like, this is a new brew. I don't know all the ins and outs yet. I don't know exactly the sideboard plans, and so it's good to just to some extent be testing the Karn board and see like what you like and what you dislike from it, and like that's maybe better than trying to just guess what the best sideboard cards are, because it's not very easy to know when you haven't been playing a deck like this for a ton. But generally, I genuinely do prefer to mostly just be a wishboard, I guess. So I have 6 mana floating, which is kind of perfect for me to go Karn for Paradox Engine. And then Voltaic Key, and then have Key ready to untap Forge and Expedition Map if I do just brick totally. So we could Key to untap, but I tend to think it's just a waste of time. You just make too much mana. I'll just tap the rocks instead. Not a bad turn 3. Yeah, Rebuke would have been less than ideal, I agree. They have not conceded yet. I think I'm actually just gonna bottom every non-Glaring Fleshraker. Since like with the Paradox Engine, Mystic Forged keys, you just cannot brick basically. You know, there was a long time, and I do think, you know, obviously Amulet took a big hit with the Lotus Field ban, but there was a long time where I was like, I guess I just top, it's fine. There was a long time where I was talking about how, you know, the best 2 cards in the format are Amulet and K Command, and now this is like the first deck we've ever played that plays both. Kind of cool. I think it's the first time. Okay. So they see what's going on. Hopefully we can finish this match before round 4 of the challenge starts. I've been wanting to do this kind of like I love this mana base of Saga, Gardens, Temple, Archway. I feel like it's very elegant. It's very elegant. Tried to build it again a few times. It's like more of a mid-range build. Why do we play Chomping Changeling over Gorilla Grill and Trunge? So Gorilla Grill, you have to sacrifice it. There's a few other cards like this that can the sacrifice. There's a 1 mana one that spends 2 mana. And it's good that you want it in play so that you can block Ocelot Pride, because you want to board in Chomping Changeling against Boros Energy, kill Blood Moon, sometimes kill Goblin Bombardment, sometimes kill something like a High Noon, or maybe not literally like an artifact or enchantment hate card like Soulless Jailer or Vexing Bauble. And so it like you want to kill the thing and then be able to block Ocelot Pride or Ragavan. Pretty minor, but it's better than sacrificing your guy. How does the deck win? So you get Fleshrakers in play, and then they deal damage they deal damage to your opponent as you're casually making infinite mana and drawing your whole deck. You can also Aetherflux Reservoir, although the Reservoir may just not be necessary with the Fleshrakers, and you can technically Ballista them too. So you lose to Needle? No, I beat Needle in my testing yesterday. If they Needle Karn, it's fine. You just Mystic Forge Fleshraker them. Or I guess it was the Needle. It was the 2 mana one. What was the 2 mana one? The one that also makes it costs 3 more. I can't even remember the name of the card right now. But that one. We're 2-1 in the challenge. We beat Control twice and we lost to Storm once. Gonna try this one. Yeah, Flute, sorry. Just Flute, just totally removed from my brain. Needle's good against us for sure. They also play explosives on 0. It's probably to hold up Rebuke. So if they're holding up Rebuke, maybe I'd rather them Rebuke Key instead of Amulet. So Swamp is my favorite basic or what? So I'm playing Swamps because they can get got off Beseiju, and obviously Waste can get got off of Field of Ruin or Wildfire, but you have to get a real basic land off Beseiju. It's a little annoying. Looks rough versus Void Mirror. Yeah, you have the Swamps, I guess, but yeah, definitely good against Void Mirror or bad against Void Mirror. Weak to a lot of stuff when you play a deck like this for sure. Yeah, maybe just Emery plus a pile of counterspells this game. Do like that top deck. They counter this, maybe just like value Worn Powerstone will be good. That's true. Opal can be good against Mirror. Can be bad against Mirror too. It's goofy that, yeah, I agree. It's goofy that Beseiju can't let you get waste. I feel like it like totally should. Damping Sphere. Did I play against Damping Sphere with this yesterday? It's kind of all blurring together. I think I did play against it. I think it wasn't that bad. It's kind of my recollection. So you K-command a huge amount of Fleshraker kills them. That you can K-command, but you don't even need to. Like, if you get 2 Fleshrakers in play, every single colorless spell you play deals 4 damage. And so, just like you play 2 Fleshrakers and you're casting keys and amulets and just arc reactors, and they're making mana, and you're casting a bunch of them with Mystic Forge, just churning through your deck. And so yeah, it's more Mystic Forge, I guess. Okay, I think this is fine. So let's go. I drew Mystic Forge. So I'm gonna try to get Karn down, and I'm gonna try to also Ensnaring Bridge in the same turn. So my Archway only makes 1 mana. We might as well get that 1 mana. And then this is, I have 6. So if I play Timeless Lotus, I can go. Yeah, I think we just go cast Timeless Lotus for 5. And then the next spell I play costs 2 more. So my Arc Reactor is going to cost or so it's going to cost 1 more. So it's going to cost 6. So I could play it for 6, tap 1, and I could have 4 mana left over, but I wouldn't be able to play one of these. But I think I'm still just going to play Arc Reactor, so I'm able to go Karn plus Ensnaring Bridge next turn and just pass. This is 8, 10, 12, 13 mana. Yeah, plenty. Usually Damping Sphere very good against Amulet, right? Because it turns off the land's ability to tap for extra mana. But if your artifacts are the stuff making the extra mana, it's not nearly as difficult. Yeah, our answers is just like it kind of we have some Karn stuff for it, but we don't care that much about it. Well, maybe I should have bounced Eldrazi Temple to keep cards in hand. Round 4 of the challenge is about to start. So 1, 2. So we're gonna go Karn. And then obviously the Karn static is gonna be nice. Gonna hope that they don't have a Galvanic Blast, I guess. So I'm gonna grab the bridge. Cost me 5 mana. And then I could maybe copy Worn Powerstone with the Gardens. I could also copy Bridge, maybe, if they have like a sync. Copying Bridge is pretty safe. I'm interested if Paradox Engine is going to make enough mana where I can just full combo through double Damping Sphere. Through single Damping Sphere, it's a lot easier. The second Damping Sphere is tougher. I could also just grab Ballista and try to win with that. It's kind of boring. I guess maybe I need to they might attack my Karn for 1 and that unlocks the artifact stuff. Maybe that's even okay. There's a skateboard. They tap the Gardens. Yeah, I guess I'll just copy the bridge. We've lost all of our die rolls in the challenge. Round 4 of the challenge is starting. I guess I'm going to go ahead and just tab over there. We lost all 4 die rolls so far. It's not great. Still 2-1. Okay, I'm going to cast my Mystic Forge. I probably just want to. Okay, then there's an Arc Reactor. Sure. Okay, they just concede. Great. Maybe they have to get the challenge too. So we're 2-0 in the league. We're 2-1 in the challenge. This is a weird one. Let's mulligan. I don't think this hand has a cohesive plan. I can work with this one though. I think I'll put back the Fleshraker. You're also like more resilient than Brood Scale. Like you're just like you're better against removal. You're better against sideboard cards. I think you're also just I don't know. Like what is it worse? Like what does Brood Scale do better? Like Brood Scale has it's more deterministic, right? You can't brick on Blade of the Blood Chief, and so like your ability to just like Goldfish turn 3 is more pronounced. So Arid Mesa Parlor. There's probably bad news. I mean, I just kind of want to be playing against Boros, so if they're playing Boros, I guess that's good news. So yeah, I didn't finish. Okay, nice. I didn't finish the sideboard guide. I'm gonna try to put it out though. I kind of put the finishing touches on this morning, but I'll try to. And if today goes super long, I probably won't type it up tonight. But if we don't go super long, I'll try to. Damn, they have the 3-of charm. Okay, we draw a land and a pretty good land at that. So I'm gonna play Key, and then I guess I'm running the Mox out there. It doesn't really do a lot right now. Dashing Ragavan. I think Brood Scale is better against combo. Maybe. They get my Inventors Fair. I would have loved to draw that Inventors Fair, actually. It's like maybe the best draw in the deck. Okay, so we'll play Saga. And just Powerstone this turn, I guess. Or, so I guess it was better to Arc Reactor into Powerstone, huh? Although holding the Arc Reactor is better if we copy Amulet than cast it. They flip the Ajani. They're going to deal me 2 down to 11. Unless they have another creature, they plus the Ajani. Oh, right. Fucking shit. And then they Static Prison. Right, Ajani's other line of text. Although I guess the Ajani plus is not actually it's not that scary after they it's not scary after they Static Prison. It's I mean it's just a little bit worse, I guess. Like they're gonna kill my Voltaic Key and my Mox Opal. So I think they maybe could I mean I guess it's scary for them to hold the to not hold the Amy. I don't even need to load any mana, just I will keep this. Maybe I could have tried to copy Gardens this turn. I kind of want to copy Amulet though. And then I think I have to take the hit from the Ragavan so I can try to kill the Johnny with my token. I think that's better. They've got 3 cards in their hand. They flip over a Voltaic Key. Probably not going to be very helpful for them. See if they have another discharge. Somewhat likely for them to have another discharge. But if they have another discharge, we can't block Ragavan anyways. They do. Why would they pay upkeep for prison if they were going to ult? Keep Amulet off the field, I guess. I don't think I would keep the Power Stone anyways, though. So I draw another Amulet. Yeah, I think we'll make the token, and then we'll. I've lost my Inventors Fair, but maybe like Map for Fair would be like we'd have enough mana next turn to do it. As it stands, just getting another Amulet to improvise out for Arc Reactor should be the move here. Well, they have a 3rd discharge. Great. What happened to Elishnorn? And she said a lot of really offensive things, and she's not really welcome in the modern community anymore. Since I can't afford 3 copies of Beseiju for Ruby control, what are my thoughts on running Boros Shock, Surveil instead of Gruul, running Witch Enchanter? It's functional, for sure. I think it's a little bit worse, but it's functional. Has some advantages. Okay, nice. We drew K command, so let's go. Improvise out Arc Reactor. Think about running a couple lands in the Whisper for Ponza. Entertainment can restore and beside you from graveyard hand. Lands in the sideboard against the Ponza deck don't really work because they just blow them up usually before you can use them if you're trying to wish for them. Okay, great. So we hit basically everything we need. I don't know how I'm able to read that this quickly. So let's go bottom. Bottom. Should be fine to keep Arc Reactor. Top. 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 So cast Mystic Forge. Cast Glaring Fleshraker. Cast Glaring Fleshraker. Make one spawn. Oh, you know, I think I maybe couldn't have kept the... I think I miscounted. So I think I'm gonna have, I think, one too few. Oh, the amulet. I forgot the amulet. Okay, never mind. We're good. We're good. Amulet is basically +2 mana for the Arc Reactor here. Forgot we also kept this. So yeah, every time we cast a colorless spell, it's dealing 4 damage here. So tap 1, 2. So we just need one more colorless spell. There it is. Every time I see your notification, I hope you're playing Blue Black Flash again. It reminds me of Goodwill Hunting. The best part of my day is hoping you're not, or when I knock on your door and I hope you're not there. We'll play Blue Black Flash again. Love the deck. All right, so going to game 2. Now I see you win with that Karn, kicking out with Raker. Yeah, I told you. Yeah, Mystic Forge, Fleshraker, you just... I mean, that's kind of the deck anyways. Karn just kind of helps assemble it. Yes, Boros plays Wrath on the side. I do think, just on that, I think it's kind of a problematic dynamic of the format that Boros plays. Boros plays Wrath the Skies. Yeah, Fleshraker is the new door, unfortunately. We've been tempted to revisit Grixis or Is It Lutri? Maybe a little bit. It's usually like I usually play Lutri when I am fucking out of ideas. When I have no ideas and I just have like everything I've tried has failed. I'll update Lutri with like 3 new cards. That's been like the last 3 times I played it. But thankfully I have not been out of ideas for a while. The sets have been like Strixhaven and Marvel have both been, I think, really good for brewing. Like we're like 6 weeks post Marvel and I'm just now playing Arc Reactor for the first time. Yeah, the Wish Control deck has been so cool. I love that deck. Okay, well, let's keep this. My opponent mulls to 6. You got any ideas you haven't... You got any ideas you haven't gotten stream ready yet? I mean, like, millions, I guess. I'd say, like, maybe 1 and 2 or 2 and 3 ideas just die off stream. Okay, that's the best draw. Yeah, I would estimate 2 out of 3 deck ideas die off stream. Maybe like 1/3 like doesn't survive the deck building phase, and like 1/3 doesn't survive the testing phase. Order Swamp Swear, Beseiju, you can't get and Field of Ruin, Wildfire, you cannot get wastes off of Beseiju. I'd love to see some Hardened Scales aggro brews. I don't think they super exist, but I'd love to see them too. Have I announced what type of game I'm making yet? We can't really. It honestly gives a little bit too much away, and that will become clear one day, I hope. They play a second Pride. Probably gonna try to K command this turn. Just make sure I can go. So flow to mana, copy with Gardens. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I would have to make. I'd have to make a spawn in order to Arc Reactor. Sure. Yeah, we're making chess too. We had to wait for the copyright for chess 1 to expire. Maybe I might just scry draw. Like, I don't know if I actually care about the prides. Why not play Opal map? Wrath Disguise. Because I'm going to try to just win the game before Wrath. I mean, although Wrath is going to be good anyways, so maybe I'm being a little silly. They do nothing. Does this mean they have Orem's chance? Maybe I should have killed a cat. They have Wear Tear. Wear Tear would be good here. Yes, I was right about it being good. Alright, let's put that on the bottom. Well, if you aren't just the best top deck I ever did see, I do think I'd like to play the map, maybe. So for Improvise. Thank you, G, for the 49 months. Got 2 cards in their hand. I don't think I have explosives in my board. With Ballista. Hi, Stuart, first time viewer. How my Lantern Control matchup is. Like always, it's unwinnable, and I just say that it's. Or I usually ignore these comments, so you don't know how desperately scared of K Command I am. I think I'm gonna scry draw, and then block like this to deny the life gain, to deny the cats coming in. Key's not too bad of a draw. I guess I'm keeping this. You have to admit K Command helps these brews a lot. I agree, since you know most decks are interested in creature removal, ramp, card selection, and oh, do they have Boromir? My hand's double Opal. I guess I should have played an Opal. I agree. K Command is good in decks that are interested in mana advantage, creature removal, card selection, and just a itty little bit of graveyard hate. It's somehow all of my decks want ramp, card selection, and creature removal. It's crazy. I keep building the decks and they all want these things. I don't think I can cast a bridge next turn. I think that's my only out. Alright, let's just go to game 3. Let me go to the bathroom real quick before we go to game 3. We got 11 matches before round 5 of the challenge starts. Yeah, they're re-sideboarding. No Soul Ring. We want to play Worn Powerstone over Soul Ring because it enters tapped. So it gets untapped to Amulet of Vigor. With Soul Ring, you get no value with Amulet. I remember my friend Jalen, he without my knowledge, my lifelong childhood friend got into Magic the Gathering without telling me. And he built his own deck, and he's like, I want to play against your most powerful deck. And I said, I don't think you do. And he said, I want to play against your most powerful deck. And so I grabbed Legacy Miracles while top was still legal. And he went turn 1 Soul Ring, and then I think he passed turn 2, and then he cast Archangel Thune on turn 3. It's awesome. He had 4 Soul Rings and just a bunch of angels. Okay, we can work with this. Run a mold of 5. Your Red Green Dawning Archaic deck's been fantastic. Thank you for the feedback. I like that deck a lot too. I've been kind of thinking about it, so glad it's been going well. Cotton Ball Joe, the 3 months, welcome back. Did he win? No. He now referred to Legacy Miracles as Spinning Tops of Doom, which honestly, it's kind of a sick name. Yeah, I would just Terminus them a bunch. My counterbalances weren't very good against the mana curve. Yeah, he thought it. I believe he did leave the match thinking Entreat the Angels was really good, dude. I think I'm gonna probably wait on the K command. I don't know. Let's chill. Okay. Okay. I think I'm into just K command X equals 10. Oh, so X equals 8 next turn. Does Arc Reactor function as extra copies of Timeless Lotus? What kind of? Because like it's cheaper a lot of the time. You get to improvise it out. So very similar effect, yes, of course. Did you treat Cyborg Wear Tear's mana value 1 and 2? I think weren't you allowed to have it be 1, 2, and 3? I can't remember. I think you were allowed to have it be 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I did expose the amulet here. Tapped a little weird there. Alright, so we're going to K command X equals 6, I guess. Oh, no, we're not. Let's fucking go, dude. So this is... I guess Timeless Lotus would still be better here because we can cast it. How many of y'all didn't know there was a colorless bounce land? Be honest. So yeah, this is going to be an extra 9 mana minus, or yeah, -2, so +7. So X equals 13. What modes do we want to do? What modes? What modes? Yeah, there's 2, but one of them is not legal in Modern. So we found the Mystic Forge, which is what we need to keep chaining things together here. Yeah, okay, so this should win. So let's go bottom, bottom, and then bottom. And then from there, we want to put the Karn last. And then we want to get the, I guess we'll just go Mystic Forge, and then it doesn't really matter. Like draw Mystic Forge, and then Timeless Lotus after that. But all these cards are plus mana. They concede the game. Just because I K command X equals 13 and put 7 cards on top, you're conceding the game. Okay, so we're 3-0 in this league. Not a great hand. Not an awful hand either. The Archway is pretty bad here. Not letting me turn 2 Fleshraker. I think I'll keep on the draw. It's an Amulet of 6. It that heralds the end. Okay, that's a good draw, obviously. I guess I could K command it that heralds the end. Just kind of flavorful. They're gonna go turn 2 Linebreaker. Yeah, this is the draw you really want to have with these 2 cards. Kind of have to play the Fleshraker here, I think. And hope. Should be a good speed to try to finish this match before round 5 of the challenge starts. We've lost all of our die rolls in the challenge today. Would be great to win one. They got Eternal Scourge, and then this is going to be 7/4. We have to block. Cool. So they have a Serum Pattern in their deck, I guess. What card do you want to cast here? I don't know what card. Oh, they have a second line breaker, so I will not be able to exile this and have a blocker here. Okay, Eldrazi Linebreaker better than Kozilek's command, as proven with that game. Let's go to game 2. Just gonna run it back. Kind of looks like I'm a normal deck. Looks like I'm just playing Tron. Do you wish Peter Parker's camera was legal in Modern? It is legal in Modern. I had it in this deck for a bit, and then I ended up cutting it. I had it with Tezzeret, the 3-mana Tezzeret here. It doesn't really do that much in this build. Like, you don't want to copy an Amulet trigger, you know. Copying a Karn minus can be really good. But it is legal. And I have played it a good bit. I do think Peter Parker's camera is generally underplayed. I think it's generally underplayed. Like that card. Yeah, Jitte would be great in this deck. You mean the 1-mana Jitte, right? Okay, also my lunch is here, so I'm gonna go grab that real quick. My favorite lunch out. Favorite, I don't know. I had sushi yesterday. I had like the best veggie tempura roll I've had since going vegetarian. I just always get sushi during stream because it's so fast to eat. And it's like good amount of calories. Is Door dead without field? I mean you can still Timeless Lotus for Door, but the thing is Fleshraker just kills them so easy, you don't need Door. Also the Aetherflux Reservoir is better. Best barbecue in DFW. You know, I'm always so embarrassed by this, but like even when I was a carnivore, I never really cared that much for barbecue. It was always fine, I guess. But I always preferred like steak or fried chicken or sushi. That was like always my thing. I never really cared too much for fried chicken, or sorry, cared too much for barbecue. It was fine. I wasn't much of a connoisseur. I like KBBQ a lot. Get some bulgogi. Yummers. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell something I've never told chat before. When Mingu came and visited, he really wanted to go. He really wanted to go see Texas barbecue. He really wanted to come eat it. And I'm like, yeah, I could take you to some Texas barbecue. And I had to ask a lot of people what the best was, because like, I just didn't know. I just like the stuff I went to was like chain stuff. I go like Rudy's. I just knew what I went to wasn't the best. Or like Spring Creek. I didn't even know what the best was. Might be getting Thought on Seared here. Love to draw a Arid Archway or an Arc Reactor. Arc Reactor would be sick, dude. Okay, I guess I'm playing that. Yeah, a lot of people say Terry Blacks. That's what they say. Gotta go to Terry Blacks. Looks fine. My doctor recommended I go vegetarian for some digestion issues. It's been helping a lot. I've been feeling a lot better, by the way, lately. I have another appointment in August, but I'm feeling a lot better. Well, Stingo, we lose this match. It should be like a very winnable matchup. Down to 11. Well, I'm gonna pass. I have almost this whole deck except for Opal's Amulet Saga. Should I get it? This deck is very powerful, but it's very weak to hate cards. So I wouldn't recommend this necessarily as your main thing. Although if the cards you're getting are Opals, Amulets, and Sagas, like those are good modern cards, and you can play them in other decks too. I just don't think I would really recommend going all in. Alright, not in very good shape. I can like hide a card with K command maybe here and draw a good card. Okay, and then this is actually maybe the perfect 2 cards to see because the Archway is like plus 4 mana here. Okay, we may not be dead. So this puts me to 1. Not 0, baby. Oh shoot. Sorry, I should have Gardens and Amulet. It's the same amount of mana now, but I might get more mana later. Not a big deal. So this is going to be 9 damage. I can attack for 2, so that I need to deal 5 more. So another K command's lethal, I guess. Can this deck beat Karn? Not very easily. I have a Skysovereign in the sideboard. And this should do it. I have enough mana to go Mystic Forge into Timeless Lotus, so let's do that. Bottom, and then bottom 1 of the Karns, then go top, top, top. Just want to make sure I'm going to put the Power Stone first, I guess. We are going to win game 2. Trophy Dream still alive. Why not block the 7 power? Sorry, it doesn't have trample. It does have trample. Wait, does this not give trample? Oh, sorry, I thought it gave trample. That's why. Is I thought it gave trample. My opponents tell me this too. Card's even worse than I thought. Alright, so casting Karn just wins the game. I can do the complicated stuff like that turn. I can't do the sixes. Sixes more than 4. Would be a fun deck to trophy with. Got 1 match in progress in the challenge. Are they being rude? They're just bantering. Okay, we do have the 2-minute timer. I'll still be playing this deck. It's okay. We'll double queue. We've lost all 4 die rolls today with the Trudge deck and the challenge. Deck is way better on the play. We're still 3-1. Okay, both on the model 6. I think I'm going to put back the Lotus so I just have enough to improvise out the reactor. With double Amulet and Key, maybe? Not sure. What card from Modern or Marvel superheroes surprised me the most? Namor for sure. Namor's played so much better than I thought. I want to play mono blue again. I don't necessarily think mono blue is better, but there's some things to like about it, and I want to try. I think mono blue can leverage the Shadow of Doubts pretty well. You have a Seer? Seer would be bad for me. Maybe, okay, maybe you have a Seer. Yeah, we could do Belcher Namor, but it's kind of boring, maybe. We lost the die roll again. My opponent is not here yet. 0-5 in die rolls. That's what? So 1 in 32 chance? Oh, I'm gonna need to draw something. What's my prediction for most abundant deck on upcoming PT? I think it's gonna be Espergorios. Not by a lot, but I think it's gonna be Espergorios. Might be totally off, but I think so. Cheers, Zamboni with the 15. Okay, my opponent showed up. I'm just gonna keep my 7 on the draw. Good enough. And then they play a Godless Shrine tapped. We go Ugin's Lab, Imprint, Emrakul, and pass back. My opponent over here, they played another Seer, taking my Arc Reactor. Okay, we're not long for this game, unfortunately. Taking 7 down to 11, die. Okay. So Trophy Dream is dead. Still alive in the challenge here. Opponent plays a Frog. Speaking of Espergorios. Speaking of Espergorios.